be a group out that's positive for the kids, for the young people. They deliver a positive message. This is good.
They just will never, I mean, we'll never know how they feel, and they'll never know how we feel, because we feel just seeing them makes our whole day.
Our fans help us. They don't know how much they help us. They don't know how much they drive us. And they even they add the hysteria, you know what I mean? They add the hype. And it's like a team, man. It's just, it's us and them, and it's just like the best, man.
Johnny, John, Johnny, John, Johnny, John, Jordan, go! Jordan, go!
You know, I always make a point to stop and talk to them. I think it's real great. I think a lot more entertainers and stuff should talk to their fans, because they tell you things that you would not know. They tell you how they see you, what they thought of the show. You know, you get the whole different perspective.
Joe McIntyre, because of his eyes, look into his eyes and you know that there's so much love, that he really does love the crowd and the girls, and it's not just for the money or the fame or anything.
My favorite is Donnie Wahlberg, because he is hot. He is so hot. I love him to death. Joe said that kind of stuff, but now, man, you just slowly, man, hit that. I want you.
We have the responsibility to our fans to keep them satisfied. You know, they went out and bought our records, bought our merchandise, came to our shows. Now it's our chance to give something back to them in a new record.
Step by step.
Step by Step, I think, is more adult because we're more adult. The Hangin' Tough album lasted so long that when we had grown out of Hangin' Tough, it was still right there in the mainstream, and it was in everybody's face. So Step by Step, I think the best thing about it is we were just dying to do it.
It wasn't a conscious thing. It was kind of like subconscious. Like, we knew we had to do something a little bit better, something a little bit stronger.
This album surprised me so much. When I first heard it, I was just like, oh my God, that's the new kids. But it was so good because they were so different, and it was a change, but it was still them, and it was great.
I love their new album.
It was funny, when we recorded our first album, our producer was telling us that a lot of groups have to record their albums while they're traveling on the road. And I could never picture that happening. And then when we did our Christmas album, after we did the Hangin' Tough album, we were still on tour, so we recorded that album in the hotel rooms. And that's how we did Step by Step.
This tape is cool. It's really cool.
Musically, Maurice and the kids wanted to have a slightly harder edge. We just felt that the music had to grow, that the music really must grow with some substance. And so I think some of the songs have a certain maturity that you didn't find in the Hangin' Tough album.
We work as a team, you know, with each of the 5 guys in the group and Maurice Starr. You know, that's a team, and people say, well, you should be writing more music. Why don't you do it? And we're criticized for that. Man, when you have such a strong team and you're selling 8 million albums, why change it?
Step one.
We can have lots of fun.
Step two. There's so much we can do. Step three. Step four.
I can give you more.
Step five. Don't you know that the time is around?
I really don't see how anyone could not like our album, because there's so many different styles of music. It has so much appeal to it. I loved it.
step-by-step tour, I guess, is really best for them because they've grown up. It's not just 5 kids and 5 microphones anymore with a track in the background. Now it's 5 kids singing a band. We've got a choir that comes out and works. We've got magic. And our stage is designed by some of the best designers in the world. And so it's a whole new, it's a grown-up show.
It takes a lot of work. I think this is the first tour that made me realize that it's not just all fun and games, it's really a business. I think this show is going to turn a lot of heads because it's, especially in the older crowd, because it's very lot more entertainment. It's not a lot of talking, it's not a lot of jiving, it's just pure, it's the songs, it's choreography, and it's just entertainment.
I think the good thing about this tour is that the work was there, you know. The last few tours we just kind of slapped them together and kind of winged it. But this tour, I mean, we were very dedicated and very determined, and we put a lot of work into it. And that pays off, you know. It's nice to be able to be very spontaneous and to kind of wing it a lot of the times and come off smelling like roses. I mean, that's great. But when you really work your butt off and then you have success, that feels real good.
It was an awesome concert. I had the best time of my life, and I love Joe. It was awesome. I thought you guys did an excellent job. We'll be loving you forever.
This concert was better than the last concert I was at, and I hope Donnie feels better.
Love you, Donnie. I love you, Joe. I love you, Donnie. I love you, Donnie. Pick me up, Mom. Tell him Jordan. You better put me in. I love you, Jordan.
It's the tour. Yeah, it's a tour. We're still putting the tour together, though. The production of the show is just another step. And I think that's what we need to do. I mean, every tour we go on, I think we should take it a step up or a different step, you know what I'm saying? Because the fans, you know, they see your past tours, but when they come, they're expecting something different, and you got to give them their money's worth.
Now it's a brand new show with new songs and new steps and a new stage and new lights and everything's brand new. So every time you have people come in to choreograph and do magic and things like that, still you have to make it your show. So it'll take them about 2 weeks to figure out exactly where they stand with all of this newness around them. And once they do, then they'll just be able to just fly with it, and it'll become New Kids on the Block. And when you get to Southeast Asia, it'll be real bad.
I love to perform, but I don't love to tour. You know what I mean? I love to be on stage every night. I don't know what I'd do if I wasn't on stage every night. But touring is kind of a hassle, but performing is not. And Europe was like some of the best performances.
I can't wait for that. You know, we've been to the major European markets, but we've never done a show in Japan, and I always wanted to do a show in Japan because I think it's so funny that Americans won't accept a Japanese group over here, and they won't play Japanese people singing Japanese lyrics. But the Japanese people will take an American group, and they'll learn the words to an American song, and I think that's so great.